Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news. Hey, Falcons fans, buckle up because what we're about to discuss today is not just another offseason rumor or a minor move. It's something that has the potential to reshape the entire NFC South landscape, and more specifically, could be a turning point for the Atlanta Falcons as they look ahead to the 2024 NFL season and beyond. We all know how competitive this division has become. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Carolina, each team making moves, each team trying to establish dominance. But the Falcons, after an interesting 2023 campaign that showed flashes of promise, are now eyeing that next step, that leap into true contention, and the recent draft and offseason rumors are fueling that fire. Now, to understand the magnitude of what could be coming, we need to look at the big picture of the Falcons' roster and their strategic moves. Last year, Atlanta used almost all of their draft capital, aside from a 7th-round pick, and they committed future assets to address their defensive needs. They knew that to compete in today's NFL, having a stout defense is non-negotiable, especially in the secondary, where the game has become so passing-centric. They brought in some promising young players, including a couple of defensive backs who could develop into starters. But the question remains, are they enough? That's where the latest buzz comes in, and it's got fans talking everywhere. A potential move for a veteran cornerback, specifically Asante Samuel Jr., might be on the horizon. Pro Football Focus, Mason Cameron, a well-respected analyst, recently made waves with his offseason predictions. He argued that despite the draft efforts, the Falcons still have a glaring need at cornerback. And interestingly, he highlighted adding a veteran presence, someone who can step in and bring stability to the secondary as a key priority. Cameron pointed out that adding a player like Asante Samuel Jr. would make a lot of sense. Now you might be thinking, but wait, was Samuel Jr. injured in 2024? Yes, he was. The young cornerback struggled with injuries last year, suffering a shoulder injury that ended his season early. But if you look back at his 2022 and 2023 seasons, he was quite effective. He posted an 82.0 PFF coverage grade across those two seasons, which, for those of you who follow PFF grades, indicates a solid, reliable outside cornerback. Samuel was the 47th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, selected in the 2nd round by the Los Angeles Chargers. During his rookie contract, he started 43 games, showing that he's not just a developmental player, but someone who has been trusted to be on the field regularly. Sure, he had a rough patch with injuries and inconsistency in 2024, but that's often part of a young player's journey. The important thing is, he's still only 25 years old, with plenty of football left in him, and he's proven he can perform at a high level when healthy. Now, here's the interesting part, Samuel's situation in free agency. After his stint with the Chargers, he hasn't found a new team yet. That's not unusual in today's NFL, where players often take a while to find the right fit, especially after an injury-plagued season. But for the Falcons, this could be an absolute steal. You bring in a veteran with a proven track record, someone who can step in and immediately add depth and competition to the outside cornerback spot. And let's be honest, the Falcons already have A.J. Terrell on one side, who's developing into one of the league's better cornerbacks, but the other spot has been a bit of a question mark. Mike Hughes, who's been the projected starter, has struggled with consistency, and that's a problem when you're trying to establish a top-tier pass defense. Last season, Atlanta finished 22nd in pass defense, which isn't terrible but certainly leaves room for improvement. Improving that aspect of their game could be the key to taking the next step as a team. Drafting young players is great, and the Falcons did draft 2 defensive backs last year, but as Cameron pointed out, neither of those rookies are likely to be immediate starters at outside corner. So, adding a veteran like Samuel Jr. would not only bring depth but also an experienced, reliable option who can mentor the younger guys and step up in critical moments. Now, let's talk about the bigger context. The Falcons have a talented roster overall, especially on offense with Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts, but their defense, particularly the secondary, remains a work in progress. Improving that unit could be the difference maker in tight games, especially as they face tougher opponents in the NFC South and beyond. The division is evolving rapidly, with teams like New Orleans adding more weapons, Tampa Bay looking to bounce back, and Carolina rebuilding with new leadership. So, Atlanta needs to be strategic, flexible, and aggressive in adding pieces that can elevate their game. And that's exactly what this potential move for Samuel Jr. represents. It's not just about adding a player, it's about sending a message that the Falcons are serious about contending, about building a defense that can stand tall against the league's best passing attacks. Plus, the financial aspect is favorable. Samuel Jr. wouldn't cost a fortune, especially if the Chargers are willing to part ways, which seems plausible given their current roster situation and the fact that he's coming off an injury. Furthermore, this move aligns well with the Falcons' overall philosophy of blending youth with veteran leadership. They have young stars emerging, but a veteran presence at cornerback could be the glue that holds everything together, especially in clutch moments. His experience in high-pressure situations, combined with the Falcons' young talent, could create a dynamic, competitive environment that pushes everyone to perform at their best. Of course, some fans might worry about the injury history, but let's be honest, every team faces risks when signing free agents. The key is evaluating the upside versus the downside, and in Samuel's case, the upside is significant. His coverage skills, when healthy, are top-notch, and he has the potential to be a stabilizing force in the secondary. Plus, with the Falcons' salary cap flexibility and strategic draft picks, they could bring him in without sacrificing too much elsewhere. So, what does this mean for the Falcons heading into this offseason? It means they're serious about closing the gaps, about making a push for real contention in 2024. It's about building on their existing foundation and adding that extra piece to push them over the edge. And honestly, it's a move that could energize the fan base, add some excitement to the upcoming season, and maybe, just maybe, set Atlanta up for a deep playoff run. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think adding Asante Samuel Jr. would be the game changer the Falcons need? Or do you believe they should focus on other positions in free agency or the draft? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons organization. We love hearing your insights and debates, and it helps keep this community vibrant and informed. Remember, this is just the beginning of what could be an exciting offseason for Atlanta, and I'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the Falcons' spirit alive as we look forward to the upcoming season. Looking ahead, this move, if it happens, could symbolize a new era for the Falcons' secondary, one where experience and youth collide to form a solid, reliable unit. It's about resilience, about making smart decisions, and about building a team that can compete with the best. If Atlanta manages to land a player like Samuel Jr., it would send a clear message to their rivals. They're not just here to participate. They're here to contend, to challenge, and to fight for every yard, every game, and eventually, that coveted Super Bowl ring. And let's not forget, the Falcons have a passionate fan base that has been waiting for this moment, waiting for a team that can truly compete at the highest level. The team's recent draft capital, the smart signings, and the strategic moves in free agency all point to a franchise that's serious about their future. They have the talent, they have the coaching staff, and now perhaps they just need that one veteran piece that ties everything together. Whether it's Samuel Jr. or another player, the direction is clear. Atlanta is on the rise, and every move they make is a step toward reclaiming their place among the NFL's elite. So, as we wrap up today's deep dive, remember, this offseason is full of possibilities. The Falcons have the pieces in place, and with the right additions, they could be a dark horse in the NFC landscape. The division is ripe for the taking, and Atlanta has a golden opportunity to make some noise. The future looks bright, and I am genuinely excited to see how everything unfolds in the coming months. Thanks for sticking with me through this extensive analysis. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and share this video with your fellow Falcons fans. We're in this together, and I'll be back soon with even more news, rumors, and insights. Stay passionate, stay loud, and as always, rise up, Falcons fans.